As someone who was a full-time ballerina and student at Harvard, I've always looked for different ways to manage my time more effectively. And I remember before I was good at this, I would always scramble in between ballet classes and rehearsals. I would always struggle to keep up with lectures and exams, and then by the end of the day, I'd be completely overwhelmed and exhausted. It was so hard to keep up because I was all over the place and there was so much mental clutter. But over the years, I realized that in order for us to manage our time, we needed to change the way we think. You know, all the time management books and apps alone, they don't help us see this transformative change that we are looking for. It's really the mindset that counts. And so after 7 years of balancing ballet and academics, I finally found certain mindsets and techniques that help me manage my time more effectively and get things done. And so if you're somebody who just keeps on wasting time and you want to change that, I hope this video gives you a little bit of value to help you manage your time more effectively. So the first and most important mindset you have to develop is the power to say no. You have to be crystal clear on your priorities. Because, you know, life can get so busy sometimes that if you say yes to everything, you lack focus and you are like all over the place. You obviously can't get things done. So you have to learn to say no. And if you're not going to take control over your life and say no, then other people will make those decisions for you and you will never be able to do what you really want to do or need to do. Like maybe it's your friend asking you to go clubbing on a Wednesday night, or just like your boss calling you at like midnight. You know, you have to say no to these things and just set your boundaries. I remember this was one of the very first things that I learned at Harvard, you know, because like the professor was like, Harvard is gonna give you such an unbelievable amount of work, like you will not even believe. You need to be prepared. But then she was like, but this is intentional, so that with the very limited time available, we learn how to prioritize who and what is important in our lives. And this was really true because when I was there, I would like get 3 or 4 hours of sleep every day. Like I would read like 900 pages overnight. And at that time I was like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. How could they do that to us? Like, why is it so much like work? But like now that I've graduated, I'm so grateful for this experience because it really taught me a valuable lesson in life. Like as Steve Jobs once said, it's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. Like sometimes no matter what you do, some people are just not gonna like you, and you have to be okay with that. Time is limited, so use it wisely. The second principle that helped me is the Eisenhower Matrix. This is a very easy method that will help you visually understand which tasks you should be focusing more on and which tasks you should be spending less time on. So in case you're not familiar with this, I'll give you a brief explanation. In this matrix, there are just 2 categories: urgent tasks and important tasks. There is urgent and important. You should do these first because these are the tasks that need immediate attention and also are really important. These are crisis or like emergency situations and deadlines. These are your top priorities. And then there are the important but not urgent tasks. So these are tasks that are important but can be scheduled for later because they're not urgent. Exercising or like building quality relationships, these are all really important, but we tend to forget about them. So the important thing is to schedule them. Then there are the urgent but not important tasks. You should delegate these as much as possible because these things are pressing, but like other people can do them for you. These are like writing emails. And then there are the non-urgent and non-important tasks. And quite honestly, like you shouldn't be doing these at all because they are not really important for your goals. These are like time-wasting activities like Facebook, watching useless stuff, video games, and all that kind of stuff. Using this matrix, we can really easily understand which tasks to concentrate on, which are Q2, quadrant 2, and which tasks to get rid of, which are quadrant 4. And this has helped me manage my time so much. The third principle is adaptability. So this means that when things don't go our way, like if there is an emergency or a crisis or like the bus is late or whatever, we have to be flexible and handle situations like this without getting anxious or getting upset. And so in order to do that, we should always overschedule, as in the worst case scenario. What this means is that if I know a task will take 30 minutes, I'm not going to schedule it as 30 minutes in my calendar. I'm gonna instead schedule it as 1 hour so that if something goes wrong, I still have enough time. And if something doesn't take as much time as expected, I feel like I gained some time and I can just go out and relax and not be so overwhelmed with the pressure, which is good because, it also helps with your mental well-being because it gives you like this sense of control that you're like on top of everything, which is really nice. Another thing is you should also always intentionally schedule a relaxing time for yourself. When we're busy, we tend to put ourselves at last. But we need to realize that if our minds are cluttered, like we can't work or think well because we'll be wasting time by not being as sharp and efficient as we can be. And so by scheduling time to relax, we're actually being more effective with our time. Alright, so these are some of the tips and tricks that have helped me personally manage my time more effectively throughout my time at Harvard and also throughout ballet. I hope you found some of these tips helpful, and if you like this video, check out my other video here where I discuss perfectionism, because this is also a very important and interesting concept that affects time management. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.